What the? What is this? Somebody left a can of garbage on my doorstep. I don't like that Joe Fix-It looking at me. And...
And in the first place, ladies and gentlemen, our official winner for the worst champion of 2017, your boy...
What's up, everybody? DoolieRay here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Mr. Pillowfists himself, Luke Cage. Now, this guy is just really interesting, you know? He's legendary. He is completely legendary, not because he's a legend, but because he sucks. Which is really mean, but it's entirely true. But it may not be true for much longer. There have been talks. There is a beta happening right now. I'm not in the beta, but I have heard stories. I have screenshots. There's Red Hulk and Luke Cage that are being looked at for being buffed. It might not happen. It may happen. It may change. So I'm not going to focus too much on what the changes are. I'm going to focus on looking at the moment that we have here right now. Because you may not remember, but Magic used to be terrible also. I remember those days. Now you look at her, and she's a pain in the butt on defense and freaking awesome on offense. You can't live without her. And nobody, I mean, some people remember, but it's often overlooked and just discounted. She used to be terrible. She's great now. And it looks like Luke Cage is on track to be half decent. But before that happens, I just want to make a small tribute to how terrible Luke Cage is right now. So we're going to go ahead and just take a look at this dude, see what he does right now, and maybe have a bit of goof going into some fights. Anyways, his awakened ability is that he gets an indestructible buff on himself. You can't do any damage to him while he's in this mode. It's when he first gets hit, so you could tank a special 3 if you used him in different battles. I saw some people use him, but his pillow fists just hit so soft. It wasn't worth it. So, there's that. 28% chance to gain physical resistance. That's annoying when you're fighting against him. He exhausts the opponent, which reduces their critical damage. And on the special attacks, he has a chance to stun. And, yeah, he doesn't do a whole lot. I have him at rank 2, level 20. He'll probably be going up if he gets buffed, just because I'm interested in that. It'll be cool. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead, take this guy into battle against the one. Actually, Mystic quests are happening right now. I don't need Mystic stuff. Never mind. What am I? Never mind. We're going against the Winter Soldier with the mutant team. Just to take a look at the damage that he does right now. Luke Cage. What a fella. What a total pal. Just a great, all-around guy. Okay, so looking at this, see, you can just see that he hits for, about 300 damage on his really hard hits. You know what? I'll bring in another 220 that I have, just to, compare the damage. Oh, that was a 472. That was good. Let's see. This is what he's good for. Tanking special 2. Yeah? See, he barely took any damage. And that's about all he's good for right now. Luke Cage.
This is just a tribute.
Okay, let's compare that though. So he critted 472 was his highest crit. He was hitting around 100 on just his normal attacks. Okay. I'm gonna be really amazed if I take somebody else in and they have that same level of attack. Let's try again on this. This time we will take in a 220. Who do I have at that level that would be fairly average? Electro hits pretty hard. Say, for instance, Iron Patriot. I believe he's 220. right? Yes, okay. So we'll take an Iron Patriot just to see how he hits. Iron Patriot is notoriously bad as well, but I think he hits harder than Luke Cage. But I guess this will just be the quick test of that. I'll just do a couple of hits. I just want to remember this moment in time when Luke Cage is terrible. Because he might not be anymore. We'll take a look at his buffs that are coming, possibly, in just a second. Let's see. Oh, he's doing 100 hits. Oh, 300 on crits. Oh, there's a 500. There's another 500. And he's critting a lot more than Luke Cage. And he's also not awakened. I don't think that has much to do with his attack, but if you look at this, he's obviously doing more damage than Luke Cage did. He's critting way more. He's not... He's bad, but he's not on the same level of bad as Luke Cage, who seriously just has noodles for arms. Okay, we're good with that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Luke Cage buffs that may be coming. So, Luke Cage's new awakened ability, he still goes indestructible when he first gets hit, but now the indestructible is actually on a refresh. So, depending on how high of a level you have him at, his ability is can be reactivated. So let's see, when he's maxed out every 26 seconds, you'll get an indestructible buff. So this puts him kind of on par with Iceman's ice armor, almost not in the same way, but Iceman can tank a few special 3s, and now it looks like Luke Cage will be able to as well, which I see is quite handy, quite helpful in different battles. His new passive, he gets bulletproof, near impenetrable skin, so he's still immune to bleeding, of course. His physical resistance is gained against non-critical hits, so just you have to crit against him. It's kind of like Ant-Man's glancing ability, almost. For the longest time, these exhaust debuffs have just been pretty worthless. They don't do a whole lot for you in the battle, but now they're going to help you. Let's see. Yeah, it says for each debuff, so it's not unique. So every exhaust that you put on the opponent, you're getting higher attack, and he's gonna start hitting like the tank that he's supposed to be. All right, so on his light attacks, he'll have a 30% chance to exhaust the opponent, which reduces the critical hit damage and the potency of their power gain effects by 25%. That's interesting. So he could possibly lock down, say, like Doctor Strange or Hyperion, if he can manage to keep up a good number of exhausts. Let's see, Special Attack 1 has a 57% chance to stun the opponent. The chance to stun is increased by 10% for each stack of exhaustion the target has, up to 30%. Okay, so Special 1 will have a stun. Special 2 consumes all exhaustion debuffs to inflict concussion, which reduces the opponent's ability accuracy by 25% per debuff, converted for 13 seconds. Whew! He's gonna be able to do stuff now. This gives him the potential to possibly fight against magic or other annoying defenders, mystic people. This is a good way to fight against mystic dispersion, possibly. Yeah, look, so if you get 4 exhaustion debuffs and then you use a special 2, that'll just completely lock down your opponent's ability accuracy. This is interesting, guys, if this sticks. Special Attack 3 inflicts 4 exhaustion debuffs, which each reduce the critical hit damage and power gain. So yeah, now he's all about his exhaustion debuffs and increasing his attacks. So I don't have the opportunity to actually be able to use him. I'm not in the beta, so I can't actually test this out. But if this ever does happen to go live, you can bet your bottom dollar that I will be messing around with this guy. It's a lot of fun to see somebody who's terrible suddenly become decent. So I don't know how good he's going to be. He's not going to be like a god tier. I don't see that happening, but he's on the same level, maybe say like Crossbones. Crossbones gets Furies instead of crits. Luke Cage still crits, but he puts exhaustion debuffs on the opponent, kind of like getting a Fury on yourself. It increases his attack, so he's being mixed up, and I like it. So yeah, I think that's about all I have for you today. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video today. It's just like a little fun little look at what we have now and where we're going to be in the future. So this is not set, but if it is going to happen, I think it'll be pretty awesome. So thank you for joining me today, and until I see you next, hang in there. May the RNG be with you, and goodbye.